Ling woke up to the sound of excited chatter outside her bamboo grove. Rubbing her eyes, she poked her head out to see what all the commotion was about. A group of pandas, both young and old, were gathered in the clearing, all looking eager and ready for something big. "Ling, there you are!" called out her friend Ming, bounding over with a grin. "Don't tell me you forgot about the Great Panda Walk." Ling's eyes widened. Of course! How could she have forgotten? The Great Panda Walk was an annual event where pandas from all over the Sichuan province came together to raise awareness about panda conservation. It was a chance for them to show humans the importance of protecting their habitat and to demonstrate how far panda conservation efforts had come. "I didn't forget," Ling fibbed, quickly grooming her black and white fur. "I was just getting ready," Ming laughed, not fooled for a second. "Well, hurry up then. We're about to start, and you don't want to miss Grandpa Chen's speech." Ling quickly joined the group, where Grandpa Chen, the oldest and wisest panda in their community, was addressing the crowd. His fur was grizzled with age, but his eyes sparkled with determination. "My dear pandas," he began, his voice strong despite his years. "Today, we embark on our annual Great Panda Walk. This is not just a stroll through the bamboo forest. It is our way of showing the world that we are here, we are thriving, and we need their help to continue doing so." He paused, looking around at the assembled pandas. "Each of you represents a success story in panda conservation. Your very existence is a testament to the hard work of both pandas and humans. As we walk today, remember that we are not just walking for ourselves, but for all the pandas who came before us and all those who will come after." A murmur of agreement rippled through the crowd. Ling felt a swell of pride in her chest. She knew that pandas had once been on the brink of extinction, but thanks to conservation efforts, their numbers were slowly but steadily increasing. With a final nod from Grandpa Chen, the Great Panda Walk began. The pandas set off in a loose group, ambling through the bamboo forest. Ling found herself walking alongside Ming and a few other young pandas she knew from around the reserve. As they walked, Ling noticed humans watching from designated viewing areas. They were carefully positioned so as not to disturb the pandas, but close enough to observe. Many had cameras and were snapping photos, looking excited to see so many pandas in one place. "Look at all the humans," whispered Ling to Ming. "I've never seen so many in one place before." Ming nodded. "That's the point of the walk. We're showing them that there are more of us now, thanks to their conservation efforts, but also reminding them that we still need protection." As they continued their journey, Ling began to notice things she hadn't paid much attention to before. She saw signs marking the boundaries of the nature reserve, camera traps hung discreetly in trees to monitor panda movements. Even a few pandas wearing radio collars for tracking. "Why do some pandas wear those collars?" Ling asked, curious. An older panda walking nearby overheard and explained, "Those collars help the human researchers track our movements and behaviors. It might look a bit silly, but the information they gather helps them understand how to better protect us and our habitat." Ling nodded, impressed. She had no idea so much work went into panda conservation. As the walk continued, they passed through different parts of the reserve. Ling saw areas where young bamboo was being cultivated, ensuring a steady food supply for the panda population. They also passed a research station where human scientists were studying panda genetics and behavior. At one point, they came across a group of young pandas practicing their climbing skills under the watchful eyes of both panda elders and human researchers. Ling remembered her own training, learning to climb trees and navigate the steep hillsides of their mountain home. "Those cubs are part of the reintroduction program," Ming explained. "They're learning skills they'll need to survive in the wild. Some of them might even be released into areas where pandas used to live, but disappeared from." Ling watched the cubs tumbling and playing, her heart swelling with hope for the future of her species. As the day wore on, Ling began to feel tired. The walk was long, and even with their frequent bamboo munching breaks, her paws were starting to ache. But every time she felt like stopping, she would see the determined faces of her fellow pandas or catch sight of an excited human observer. It would give her the energy to keep going. Near the end of their route, they passed by a sad sight, an area where the bamboo forest had been cleared for human development. It was a stark reminder of the challenges pandas still faced. Grandpa Chen, who had been leading the walk, stopped to address the group again. This, my young friends, is why our walk is so important. We must show the humans that we need our forest home. Without the bamboo, without these mountains, we cannot survive. Ling looked at the barren patch of land, then back at the lush bamboo forest they had just walked through. She understood now, more than ever, why conservation was so crucial. As they neared the end of their journey, Ling was surprised to see a group of human children watching them. The children were wearing panda hats and waving enthusiastically. A human adult was talking to them, probably explaining about panda conservation. "Those are school children," Ming said. "They come to learn about us and why it's important to protect nature. Some of them might grow up to be panda researchers or conservationists." Ling smiled at the thought. It was nice to know that even young humans were learning about pandas and their needs. Finally, as the sun began to set, they reached the end of their walk. Ling's paws were sore, and she was more than ready for a big meal of bamboo and a long nap. But she also felt a sense of accomplishment, unlike anything she'd experienced before. Grandpa Chen gathered them all for one last talk. "Well done, everyone. You should all be proud of yourselves. Today, we have shown the world that pandas are making a comeback. But our work is not done. We must continue to thrive, to grow, and to work alongside humans to protect our home." He looked at Ling and the other young pandas. "You young ones are the future. It will be up to you to continue this important work, to be ambassadors for our species." As the pandas began to disperse, heading back to their own parts of the reserve, Ling turned to Ming. "You know, when I woke up this morning, I didn't really understand why this walk was so important. But now I do. We're not just walking for ourselves, we're walking for all pandas, past, present, and future." Ming nodded, looking proud. "Exactly. And think of all the humans who saw us today. They'll go home and tell others about what they saw. Maybe they'll donate to panda conservation programs or decide to help protect forests. Every little bit helps." Ling thought about everything she had seen and learned during the walk. The research stations, the reintroduction programs, the protected bamboo groves, and the excited humans watching them.